It seems that a full-blown insurrection is now underway in this country. I think Trump has made it very clear what his objectives are. A complete destruction. We've been talking about this for months. A complete destruction of constitutional law and government, a complete replacement of that with the sort of fascism that Trump feels is to his advantage. He is surrounded by people, enablers. You've seen some of them on television recently, Secretary of State, Secretary of Defense, Attorney General. These are people who are not all that different from the cadre of individuals around Hitler as he assumed dictatorial powers and then proceeded with the events that led to the destruction of 60 or 70 million people. Trump is of the same stripe. I have had a few doubts. I thought that perhaps common sense would prevail and that Trump would realize that he doesn't have to do this. He and his insane family can have all the perks and pleasures they could possibly steal and enjoy for another few months, and then he would have to go play golf somewhere. I thought that was a possibility, but now I realize it is not. The country right now is on the edge of something that is going to forever change how the world perceives us and how we perceive ourselves. And what I'm afraid of, seriously afraid of, is that we have some very, very violent days ahead of us. I'm very concerned about that because every indication is that Trump is not going to relent, like anybody whose life is based on lies and deception and immorality, unethical behavior, such as a bum as Trump. There's nothing that's going to hold him back. He is now unleashing or attempting to unleash, and it's not in the distant future, the power of the United States military against the people of the United States. Now, I want you to think about that for a minute. The demonstrations that have gone on, even the aspects of it perpetrated by the swine who are causing the violence, the dirty, filthy swine who are infiltrating these demonstrations and causing the violence, even with that, it has been perfectly controllable by local authorities. But Trump decided to go for the Nazi gesture of calling out the military, which he has now done. We are not yet at full martial law, but it is coming. You have to understand this. It is coming. This is how Trump plays his psychotic game. All you have to do is watch this filthy, filthy man over the past couple of days, the posturing as he gives his lengthy statements from the Rose Garden, or the horror of watching him and his fellow Nazis stand in front of that church in Washington, D.C. If nothing else has torn away your sense of, well, we may get out of this yet, that should do it. Yeah, we're going to get out of this, all right, but not in the way that I think a lot of us have hoped and, in a manner of speaking, prayed for. I don't mean real prayer, you know what I'm saying. And it's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. To think for a moment that we could, quote, go back, end quote, to the way things were 6 months ago or a year ago is crazy thinking. It's not going to happen. Trump is hell-bent on destroying this country and replacing it with a fascist form of government, and he's very close to it. Last night, which was Tuesday night, like I say, you won't hear this till Thursday, but last night here in Atlanta, Molly and I went down to participate in the demonstrations in the heart of Atlanta, and it was overwhelming, I have to say, for someone my age. to be in a crowd of thousands of people like that. We did a little bit of a live report for Bob Kincaid's program. You may have heard it if you listened to him at Head On Radio Network. But the dynamic aspect of this demonstration here in Atlanta last night was, as so many demonstrations I've participated in, it was a very powerful moment, but there was a difference last night. The power of the state was there in all of its different aspects: local police, state police, National Guard, military assault weapons, Humvees. It was all there in downtown Atlanta, as it has been in dozens of other cities around the country. And the power of the state was there to suppress the people. The power of the state was there to intimidate the people. The power of the state was there as a representative of Donald Trump to let us know that we are just about finished with this 200-plus year experiment. It's just about over. Hi, Truth Seekers. Mike Malloy here. As you know, we've switched formats and are now broadcast exclusively on the Progressive Voices Network. So that means you get fewer program interruptions, no corporate commercials, and lots of profanity. But our format change also means some of our radio listeners no longer hear the program. It's been a while since I mentioned our podcasts, so you may have forgotten that there is a way to listen to this program anytime you need a good dose of screaming. Visit MikeMalloy.com and subscribe to our podcasts. You have your choice. You can listen to the ranting with the audio podcast, or listen and watch me lose control with a video podcast subscription. As a podcast subscriber, you can download the program to your mobile device and take me with you wherever you go. And if you have a friend who needs a dose of truth-seeking, you can give a gift subscription as well. That's MikeMalloy.com, and never miss a minute of the uncensored fun and frivolity.